Hey, this is an kind of an unboxing, though I've already opened the box. But I just got the BeastTek Amoeba in the mail. Um, I've been excited about this module for a while. Had to wait until I had some money again to get it. For a couple of reasons. A, the functionality I think is just really cool. And secondly, uh, from what I could glean in the build guide, it's been put together in an interesting way, or designed in an interesting way. So this is kind of like a just introduction. I don't know, the first part of two halves, I think. Um, Sort of like Kinkus does with his Synth DIY Guide channel. So all the components are in there, all except for the brain IC, which is going to come in a separate package. Apparently, it's not in here. The nice folks over at Modular Addicts, I guess, checked the bags and saw that it wasn't in there. So, first thing I wanted to look at was, I'll just use this mat, which is conveniently marked. So I noticed this in the build guide that it doesn't come with just one front panel piece. It comes in two halves that are 1mm, and Eurorack standard is the 2mm panels, usually aluminum. And I thought that this front part would be aluminum, but it turns out this is a kind of a, I don't know, this feels like PVC. It's really bendy, and it's sticky on the edges, probably from being in my mailbox in the Columbia, South Carolina heat, which surprises me if that's true, considering I saw it in the bag, and I don't know why I didn't know this already. BeastTek is apparently from Australia, which is also a very hot place. Yeah, maybe don't go with the front panels that melt if that is what's happening. I don't want to be overly critical before I know for sure. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm still excited. I'm still excited a lot. And I wanted a chance to look at this method myself because in a module I would like to make pretty soon, I was thinking about going about it in this way. I think for the first batch prototyping, this is actually a pretty good idea, like going with some sort of PVC. I know that this is acrylic and it's pretty rigid, but I guess they went with, okay, this feels like it's been engraved, maybe on a laser cutter, maybe with a CNC. So maybe this was just a method of getting the graphics on the front panel. Probably CNC, I want to say, because both of these are very CNC looking. Now, why didn't they do it out of FR4 or circuit board material? Well, these panels are 12.8, right? Centimeters high and 9 something centimeters wide. PCB costs go up once you pass the 100mm mark. From, you know, oh, this was like $2, super duper cheap, to like suddenly it's $20. So I was also eyeing these purple circuit boards. Purple's an interesting choice. That tells me that this might have been from Osh Park, which is a pretty darn expensive option. But hey, yeah, look at that. Sure enough, these fit within the 100mm restraint, which means this is a project of doing something. Somebody wanted to do a low-cost module, and this is one of those methods for making sure that the cost of the module is low, reducing the PCB to 100mm. Even with two boards and a mezzanine between them, that's still cheaper than making one that crosses that 100mm line. So that's what they decided to do. There's a control board with all the jacks and such. I guess it's actually flipped around that way. And then the logic board with the logo and stuff on the background. Yeah, I just thought that this was a cool, really cool module. It's got fun colors for the knobs. I think that was a clever way of adding color, since this was clearly, this is black all the way through, and then there's just like a white layer on the front. And then they've CNC milled out little bits to get the graphics on there by just milling away. But I can already tell that I'm going to scuff this up. And yeah, it's gonna get some love. Maybe I want to scan this in a flatbed scanner before I start to use it, just so I can make a duplicate someday later down the road, or try to make one out of aluminum with more color or something. I don't know. I'm really excited about this module either way. I was also surprised. So they told me that the brain IC, wasn't going to be here, and I couldn't build it. And I thought in the BOM that it was an AT mega chip, but that number says W1958AXW68. That's not the same chip, so I don't know what that's about. And I think that's more than the, how many are on an Arduino? Is that 28 pin? That seems big. That seems real big. That's bigger than an Arduino chip, I think. I don't know. We'll see what it comes in. Otherwise, this is not particularly exciting to look at. I suppose I could do a time-lapse build guide. Hey, this is interesting. The huge LED, this novelty huge LED that blinks, I think for the tempo or the clock or something. I thought this was an RGB LED, but maybe it's just bipolar, because it's only got 2 prongs. It's so cloudy in there that, well, maybe if I hold it up to the sunlight. I like I think my lamp constitutes as sunlight. No, bro, that looks one way to me. Unless there's another element in there that I just can't see. Well, whatever. Like I said, I'm excited to go through this and really examine the components that they chose, and the methods that they chose. I was especially interested in what material was this front panel made out of. Now I know it's kind of it feels like vinyl and acrylic and 100mm boards. So as I am wrapping up the designs on my own first module, I'm going to be taking a lot of notes on how this one is built, because I think this one was done in such a way that it was low cost. So there you go. That's part 1 of the Amoeba. Okay, bye.